What up, everybody? You're now tuned into the true definition of a sports fanatic. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley, back in here with another live stream, man. We got a few topics today, coming here because this is like therapy for me, man. I love doing this. The more I do it, the more comfortable I get, the easier, it seems to be. But we're gonna talk a little sports today, of course. And off top, man. I gotta say, rest in power to Vincent Jackson. I just learned of his passing today. The former Charger, former Buccaneer wide receiver. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league at his time. I think he's 3 or 4-time Pro Bowler. He was a very, very good athlete and a great football player. And cut down at the age of 38, man. And 38 doesn't sound young to some people, especially if you're really young. I mean, he's older than me by about 6 years, but 38 is a young man. Like 38 is a really young man. And it's scary. They say he was found in his hotel in Brandon, Florida. They found him unresponsive, and they're, launching an investigation to find out, if there's any foul play. There was no forced entry or anything like that. But man, it's sad to see when you see, especially men, die young like that, man. Because especially black men, because that's what I am. So, I mean, my condolences to Vincent's family. And man, I know this is rough for him. Because I mean, whatever he was going through has been for the last couple of months or so. Because he was reported missing, and they were able to find him. He had been at the hotel he was in for about a month, they said. So. Man, just, rest in peace to Vincent Jackson, man. It's crazy, crazy story. But see what was going into I got to share to a few groups, so bear with me. We're gonna see what the topics are. We're gonna get straight into it with this Russell Wilson. And condolences to Vincent. Okay, the playback is playing. That's good. But why are so many people coming down on Russell, man? And I understand, especially some of the guys that are coming down on Russell. And besides his stuff, his own stuff on the field. First and foremost, it's very strange that his camp has been leaking information that he wants to be traded and that they were going to trade him. Like, the Seahawks haven't leaked that information. And so I think it was very strategic by his camp to release that information. Of course, he's the most sacked quarterback since he came into the league. He wants say over personnel decisions. He seems to be unsatisfied with Seattle right now. And so I kind of understand it to a certain degree, but I don't know, man, about the way he's going about it, because now supposedly he's upset the front office of the Seattle Seahawks. And it does make you wonder how their relationship has, gone bad seemingly so quickly. But this is probably something that has been brewing for a while. And I don't know, man. I always seen Russell as a company man. Like I've never seen him as somebody who wanted to rock the boat, and put out probably wanting to be traded. And then you hear that Russell Wilson has ties to New York and wanting to go to a bigger market. And I'm just like, I mean, is that what we're doing? Is that what he wants? Does he want to go to New York? Does he want to be a Jet? I mean, I don't know. And then too, you wonder, is this just him or is he being influenced? And at first, I didn't think anything about him being influenced, didn't really care to mention anything about it because, hey, he's Russell Wilson. He's his own man. It's whatever. But now that some stuff has came out about Russell, he did like a GQ interview with Sierra, his wife, and he said his biggest fear was losing her. People just went crazy, calling him a simp and all that stuff. And I'm gonna have to be honest with you, man. If I let's put it this way, if I get access to Kerry Hilson, call me Russell Wilson, because I'm gonna simp my behind off. I mean, it is what it is, man. There's so many guys, they're talking trash about him. But now that I know he's head over heels and he's drunk in love, maybe Sierra is influencing his decision to want to leave Seattle to go to a bigger market, because Seattle is a great great franchise. So why does Russell Wilson want to leave Seattle? I mean, do you want to come to a place like Jacksonville? Is that what you want? I know you've seen what's been going on in Jacksonville. Do you want to be in a dysfunctional franchise? You're in Seattle, a franchise that has been very good for a very, very long time. And they were good before he got there, and they've been good with him. Let's see. Future make a phone call. She on the jet to him. Oh, come on, man. That dude, they both in love. You saw the look on her face when he said it. She was just so enamored. She's blushing like, you know, black people, you can't really see when blushing, cheeks turn red on some of us. But you could see it on her, man. She was blushing, of course. So, Russell, Future, it's whatever. Now, I will say it is kind of alarming that they still talking about him. Like, if I'm Russell, I'm like, any place we go, any interview we do, I don't want to hear about him. I don't want to bring him up. That's the past. I mean, that's the father of my stepson, but dude, cut that out. I don't want to hear it no more. But anyway, so with Russell Wilson, I don't see if I'm the Seahawks, Russell doesn't go anywhere. Russell stays put. We figure it out. We work it out. And him having say-so over the personnel, I don't think it's as deep as people want to make it. It's not like he's trying to draft people or whatever. He just wants input. Like, he wants to be able to say, hey, I want this, and hey, I want that. And really, if you're the front office, you can give them that. You could tell Russell, say, he come to you and tell you what you want, give him his input, and you can say, okay. And, go from there. I'm pretty sure he just wants to be listened to. You don't have to follow everything he wants to do because he's meant to play on the field, and guys in the front office are meant to put the team together. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, moving on. Talk about these Jaguars, man. And it was brighter days ahead. I was so happy. Things seemed to be so great. Then we just hit a pothole, and now we're off to a not so great start. Them hiring Chris Doyle, man. Shad Khan and Urban Meyer. Now, Urban Meyer, I understand Urban Meyer hiring Chris Doyle. Got it. Understand it. Shouldn't have done it, but I understand it. It's your friend for 20 years. You vet him, you're trying to get another job. He was going out disgracefully in Iowa. Okay, I got it. You're trying to help your homeboy. Got it. But Shad Khan and the Jaguars front office, you have to know that it's incredibly tone deaf to do these things. Because let's say, okay, Chris Doyle has just allegations against him. Yes, granted, it's 50 players. Yes, but there's still allegations. There's no hard, concrete evidence. So you can look at it from two different ways. Immediately, as a black male, some of our first instincts is to get emotional about it and say, okay, he's this, he's a racist, he's this, he's that, he's prejudiced, he's that. But then I think about it objectively as well. I say, okay, so what if the guys who had a problem with him were guys who couldn't get their way? Guys who, whether they couldn't get on the field, they just didn't like him personally. They used to get in their way. I know some of the males today are some of the softest they've ever been, especially if they've been coddled by their moms. And now they get out in the world tell them no. Now they throwing a fit. Now, he holding you back. Now he keeping you down and all those things. That could be the case for some of them. But even with all that said, even if that is the case, even if some of these things are true, even if all of it is true, it doesn't matter. Why would you invite the circus in? Go ahead and put the clown shoes on, put the clown nose on, get the rainbow fro, because you opening up the circus when you do things like this. You open yourself up for criticism. Why? Why would you do this? I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding, especially the times that we're in right now. Why? I don't care who your homeboy is. I don't care. You should not want to bring the circus to your new job. You shouldn't. You shouldn't want to do that. But hey, you want to help out your homeboy. I got it. That's cool. But you can't bring everybody with you. You have to remember that. You can't bring everybody with you. So, I mean, he resigned, and it was probably the best thing to do. But the damage has been done, regardless of how people felt about the Chris Doyle hire. The damage has been done. Say, get his jaw broken, Duval. Miles Jack got a mean right hook. Ask Robinson from the Chiefs. Hey, and Jakari, they talked about it, man. I've seen a lot of pundits talking about it, how a guy like that in the NFL locker room, these are grown men with millions of dollars. These aren't college kids who you can kind of intimidate, guys who are scared to lose their spot, guys who are scared to lose their scholarship. You can't intimidate these guys. These guys make millions of dollars. These guys make more money than you. And they were saying that some of those guys were going to test him. They were going to test him. They want to see if you about that talk. That's what they were going to do. And you're right. It could have went really bad for him, man. Really bad for him. But I mean, is he, guilty? Who knows? It's just allegations now. But there's no reason to bring that here. Let him go redeem himself somewhere else, because there'll be other opportunities for him. Let him go do that somewhere else. Don't bring him here. Don't bring the circus here. We about to get Trevor Lawrence, man. It's a new day. Cut that out. Let's get on the good foot. Let's get an O-line for Trevor, and let's get some more weapons, dog. Come on. Let's do that, man. Let's not do that. But anyway, man, enough about them, because I get sad talking about the Jaguars. The stupidness never stops. It never stops. It really doesn't. So, going into talk about Leonard Fournette. I seen the story today where they talked about how Leonard Fournette was almost cut before this playoff run he went on. They say about, I think it was week 14, if I'm not mistaken, they played the Minnesota Vikings, and he was inactive for that game. And they say that's the game that sparked their 8-game run. Of course, they won the Super Bowl. But Leonard had been unsatisfied with his role up until that point. And it seemed like he, was maybe a malcontent. He wanted to get up out of Dodge. So he had to have a heart-to-heart talk with Bruce Arians. And Bruce Arians told him, he said, hey, your situation could change at any moment. Keep your head down, stay in shape, keep learning the playbook, and just be ready. And sure enough, Ronald Jones, who was the better back when Leonard Fournette got there, Ronald Jones went on the reserve/COVID list. And then he had a quad injury. And so that opened the door for Leonard. And Leonard picked up more and more of the playbook as the year went on. But and that lets me know what I said before is true. Leonard is a very prideful person. I mean, this is a guy who's been the man every single place he's been. Like, he hasn't played second fiddle nowhere he's been. He hasn't been Robin anywhere. He's been Batman. He's been Superman every single place he's went. I knew about him as an 8th grader and him being billed as the next Adrian Peterson before he even took a snap on a high school football field. I mean, that's how good Leonard Fournette is. And so him being humbled, he had to humble himself, because if not, dude, you're going to be out of the league. If it did not work in Tampa Bay for Leonard Fournette, that was his last stop. That was it for him. He was done. He's pretty much going to be out of the league. He might have got another opportunity somewhere else because he's still young. But once they saw that Tampa Bay didn't want that headache from Leonard Fournette and they cut him after being cut by the Jaguars right before the season, that would have been a wrap for Leonard. So, but to his credit, that's where his maturity kicks in. That's why this Leonard that the Bucs are getting, I wish that Leonard was here in Jacksonville. Because now they're getting a more mature Leonard. Because after that heart-to-heart, what did he do? Put his nose in the playbook, kept grinding, and he eventually went for 448 total yards in 4 games in the playoffs with 2 touchdowns. He's a big reason why they are Super Bowl champions today. Playoff Lenny is a real thing. You say somebody about the overpaying. Probably it could happen. I mean, running backs aren't getting big money like that anyway, unless you Dalvin Cook or you Derrick Henry, unless you like top back. He hasn't showed enough consistency over a long period of time and put together successful years since ever. I mean, he had a great rookie year, a down sophomore year, then he had a good year last year. And now this year it was a down year, even though he came alive in the playoffs. It was a down year. That's what it was. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if people will overpay for him. I think the market, he's going to get on the open market, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to like the figures that's going to be thrown his way. Because I don't see a team breaking the bank to get Leonard Fournette, because you can find running backs anywhere. The Jaguars showed that. They dusted the kid off from the undrafted free agent scrap heap, and they went and got a guy. So, I mean, it is what it is. But Leonard Fournette getting his act together and becoming a Super Bowl champion is dope, man. See, hopefully Pitt sign him so Najee drops. Pittsburgh, I could see Leonard in Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is a great landing spot for Leonard Fournette. I do. I think that's a great landing spot for him. I would love to see Najee Harris in the Jaguars uniform, dude. I do. I do, man. I would love to see him in the Jaguars uniform. I think Najee Harris is, I think he's probably the best back in all of college football. ETN is right up there with him, but it's Najee Harris, ETN, and then kind of like everybody else. But it is some good backs now. It is some good backs, but I do want some speed, though. Never forget that. We do want some speed. See, so 16 minutes in, so I wanted to cut this kind of short. So go to my last topic. Talking about the MVP race in the NBA. See, where you think JJ goes? My bet is Pittsburgh. Does Pittsburgh have the money? Because Pittsburgh, they got to re-sign a bunch of guys, man. They're going to lose. They got to re-sign a bunch of starters. So I don't know, that might open the door for JJ, but how much is JJ going to command? Now, is he going to take a discount to go to a team that's winning, that's on the cusp, that's a title contender? I would think he would, because he wants to win. If not, he could have stayed in Houston and continued to make stupid money. So he could go to Pittsburgh. I could see him playing alongside his brother. I could also see him with other contenders. I could see him. I seen a thing with him with the Chiefs. I could see him with the Chiefs. I could see him tagging on to just about any contender. If Shaquille Barrett gets away from Tampa Bay, I could see him going to Tampa Bay to play with Tom Brady. So I could definitely see JJ Watt, and JJ can still play. He's finally healthy after years of, just being broken. And one thing about back injuries, there's nothing you can do to strengthen the back and to get the back getting more healthy. It's just going to deteriorate over time. And for him to overcome those back injuries, good for him, man. Next topic. Let's talk about the MVP race in the NBA. And right now, it's Joel Embiid and LeBron James, hands down. And I was bringing that up because LeBron James at, 36 years old. How can you keep adding to your game and getting better day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, man? It seems like it's a endless well that he's pulling from right now. And all it is him putting in hard work. That's what it is. It's him putting in hard work. And it goes to show you that whatever skill you don't have, wherever your weakness is, you can make it a strength. You just got to work at it all the time. For him to be shooting 41% from three, it's insane, man. It's insane. But he knew where the league was going, so he had to do that. If LeBron James doesn't get his three ball better, he perishes. He's not as good. He's not this good this late in his career. He's not. And I seen a stat where it's like 115 players are averaging the 50, 40, and 90. 115. That was supposed to be a hollowed stat. Like only a few people achieve that. One or two, maybe three a year. 115 players are averaging that right now. Now, all 115 are probably most likely not going to get there, but I'm guarantee you half of them have a great shot of getting 50, 40, 90, and that's crazy. See, Bronny and Bron, Griffey Jr. and Sr. Hey, if he keeps playing like this, we're going to see the first father-son duo in the NBA. That's happening. We're definitely going to see that, man. We're going to see that. Because at him to continue to play at this level and to continue to get post moves, the three ball, you name it. He continues to play like this. He's going to age. He's aging gracefully, and his game is no longer above the rim. Even though the other night he yammed, I think it was against Denver. He yammed on somebody, so he still got some ups, but he's developed the technical parts of his game, and I could see him playing. If he continues to play like this, he could play for another 2 to 3 years. And that opens the door for Bronny to come into the league and them be the first father-son duo for certain. And I did see that Andre Drummond is supposedly There's trade talks around him right now. The Cavs are not playing him because they're looking to move him before the deadline. Dude, if the Lakers can get their hands on Andre Drummond, especially now that Anthony Davis is going to miss some time. So he got a calf strain and he aggravated that Achilles, and they can't play with that. So I'm pretty sure they're going to shut him down, and he's not stepping on a field. He's not stepping on the court until it is 100%. Because Achilles, he tears that, he's done for an entire year, period. So, but if they can get their hands on, put together a package and get their hands on Andre Drummond, whew, man. That Texas man, help me with okay. Okay. Don't spam the chat, man. I don't know who that is. And hey, don't talk about no 6,000 unless you're sending that to me, dude. But anyway, I still like I don't know about Utah. I don't know about Utah. I don't think Utah has what it takes to topple the Lakers. They might not even have what it takes to topple the Clippers. Philly is looking very, very good. Philly is scary. But the only thing about Philly is they can't stay healthy. They can't. I would love to pick Philly to come out of the East. I would. But Embiid is going to get a hangnail, and he's going to be out for 3 weeks. And Ben Simmons is going to get a paper cut, and he's going to be done for the year. So I can't put no faith in Philly, man. I can't. And if the Nets can just play a lick of defense, man, just a sliver of defense, they'll be all right. Playoff Jamal Murray is the scariest. Yeah. Hold on for me. Yeah, playoff Jamal Murray is scary, man. Jamal Murray is, dude, I heard about Jamal Murray, knew about him a little bit, never really watched him because, we don't get their games like that. But when I saw Jamal Murray in the bubble, and I was like, yo, like, wow, dude, the NBA, y'all tripping. You need to do a better job at highlighting these guys, especially your up and coming stars. Like, yeah, we got LeBron, we got KD, Steph, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. Okay, I got all of those guys. Yes, those guys are great. Those are superstars. But you need to, all the up and comers, you need to put them front and center, because Jamal Murray, before the playoff bubble, his popularity wasn't as high as it should have been, man. See, Philly isn't consistent, bro, and I really don't like Doc Rivers as a coach. No, Philly isn't consistent. It isn't consistent right now. No, but when they're clicking, they're clicking. I mean, I got to give it to them. And they stay hurt though, and that's part of consistency too, is they stay hurt. And Doc Rivers as a coach, yeah, I don't know. You could have a worse coach, but I see where you're coming from. Although him with the Clippers, I don't put a whole lot of that on Doc Rivers' shoulders, because it's the Clippers. It really is. It's the Clippers. So, but we'll see. But Philly, like I said, I told you I like Philly. Let's see. See, they got a pole man super team out there though. Which team you talking about, Jakari? Which one are you talking about? I would say for the East, outside of Philly, of course, Milwaukee is always going to contend. Like I say, if the Nets could play some defense, they'll be fine. But they don't play any defense. Like, they can't play defense. Like, it's. And I saw a story about Kyrie Irving supposedly telling. In Philly. Okay, I got you, Jakari. In Philly, yeah, it is. That's basically what it is. And they're big. They're big. Philly is huge. They're big. And it's obvious, especially when they go against a team that plays small ball. They're big. So small ball teams, though, that can shoot they're gonna run them. They're gonna run them. So, but Philly, if they can get consistent, man, Philly is really, really good. And if Embiid can continue to play at this level, because Embiid, can edge LeBron in MVP if he continues at this level. If he continues at this level, Embiid is probably your MVP. Easy, easy. Damian Lillard gonna creep up in there too, but it's Embiid, LeBron, and everybody else with Damian Lillard peeking in on him. But let's see what else. What was the last thing that I was going to talk about? I think that was it, man. Oh, it's 25 minutes. Okay. So this was a shorter show, so I'm good. I'm trying to get these shows better. See, Lamelo, Rookie of the Year. Yes. Lamelo is definitely Rookie of the Year, Jakari. I called Lamelo years ago. When I seen him in high school, I was like, he's going to be the best ball brother, period. He's going to be the best. And that was before he hit his growth spurt. I saw it in him then. And you can see this quiet fire to Lamelo. It's that quiet fire that the little brothers have because they always have to compete against big brothers for dad's attention. And you can see Lamelo has that quiet fire in him. And he just wants to dominate his big brothers. He do. But yeah, definitely Rookie of the Year, LaMelo Ball. See, better career, LaMelo or Zion? Right now, and I love Zion, man, but I don't know because if Zion continues to be injury prone, he got to drop weight. He got to drop weight. He got to keep that weight off. He got to cut that body up because up and down on those knees for 82 games a season with at that weight, which I don't know what his weight is right now, but I know when he was at his heaviest, he was like 290 pounds or something like that. He has to get that cut down. But I would say right now, LaMelo, because you can see LaMelo's game able to evolve and to go to the heights of. And this is high praise for LaMelo, and I know I'm gonna get some pushback for this from certain people because I've said it before, and then I will talk to people, and they kind of like, really? When I watch LaMelo, especially now, LaMelo reminds me of KD in Seattle. He does. He reminds me of Kevin Durant. He looks like he can have that type of impact. He looks like he can have that type of game because people was talking about, oh, he can't shoot. He can't shoot. Yes, he can. He's going to continue to work on it. He can shoot. He's just not consistent. But KD wasn't consistent early on. So I think LaMelo Ball has it, man, for sure. See, people hate Melo because of LeVar. Yeah, they do. They do hate Melo because of LeVar. They really do. They do. They hate Melo because of LeVar. But, you know, it is what it is. And I'm pretty sure he takes it in stride. He listens to the noise. He doesn't pay much attention to it. But with all of that said, if LaMelo ends up being the player that I think he's going to be, they're not going to be able to shut LeVar up. They're not. And they might as well go and get that man his flowers because he put 3 boys in the NBA. Who else has done that? Give him his props. They prop up Archie Manning. Give LeVar his props. Really? You got to blow your horn in the middle of my live. But anyway, look, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Just wanted to do a quick live, man. You know, get the kinks out, do a video, cover some things. I can't wait for the upcoming draft. Hopefully soon. Soon we're gonna put together a show and we're gonna do a draft show. I'm gonna have some guys come on. We're gonna do that, and I got some content coming up. So, man, y'all stay on the lookout. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube. Follow me on all my social media platforms, right there at the bottom. But I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.